first kind of few weeks been like for you getting to practice?
Yeah, definitely been a big change, especially like practice-wise. I'd say at A&M it was a little longer practices, but not as fast. And then I think that's been like a really big difference for me is coming here. Practices aren't as long, but man, they're snap, 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 snap. It's going really, really fast, going through plays, going through indie, everything. You're always moving, constantly moving. So I think it's a good thing. Really gets you into shape for sure.
How much does over the summer getting some of that team tech, how much does that help you in an atmosphere like this where you're in a competition, you're trying to hit the ground running? How much does that summer work kind of help you then hit the ground running in camp?
Oh, I mean, huge. I think the biggest thing was getting to actually understand the lingo. In all reality, all offenses are the same. I mean, you have your zones, you have your gap schemes, you have all this stuff, but the biggest difference is like just the words people use. And so I think those team techs we had over the summer were really, really, really big for me. Getting to understand the lingo that everyone's using and all, how we call like the double teams and all that stuff like that across the front. And there's also good that even on our off days, like I think Wednesdays were our off days, and sometimes on Saturday mornings, we would all, as an offense, get up, send a text to the group chat, and we'd all meet at the facility together in the indoor and run through plays and do stuff like that, just so we're always on the same page. So whenever fall camp came, we just hit the ground running.
Talk about the competition with you and Shane. What's it been like getting to know him and you guys out there competing?
No, yeah, I mean, I love Shane. He's a great guy. He was the D2 Remington Award winner, which is really good for him. I was super excited to hear that, and just to compete against him, I think is something really cool to get to do. He's a super great guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. He knows his football IQ is super, super high, and so I think it's a fun competition that me and him get to kind of battle it out.
On the whole, how is being at KU kind of compared to your expectations when you picked the school in the portal?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. I was kind of, whenever I was transferring, I kind of wanted a place that was, I guess, not as like city-like was like my biggest thing, because I don't see myself as a big city guy. So whenever I was looking for places, I kind of saw, when I got here, it was like a lot of wooded areas, and it was all like nice little neighborhoods that were kind of around the area. And I was just driving through with our GA, Coach Jackson Satterwhite, and he was talking to me all about like the history. And I think my first question when I got here was like, so are there tornadoes through here? And because like coming from Texas, I don't see that very often. I'm used to hurricanes, not tornadoes. But he was like, no, usually they usually skip over Lawrence, which is pretty cool. But no, that was kind of like my first glance at everything. I really liked it. It's not a super flashy town, but it's enough to have some really good places to eat. That's the big thing. I like some Mexican food, so.
And then, what kind of role did track play in your recruitment, and just what are your expectations about getting to play track as well while you're here?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, my initial eyes are on football. At the end of the day, that's my dream. I came to college to play football, and I think track is not necessarily a side gig or side job. Like, I love it. I love doing it. But I think my main focus was really doing track. Oh, not track. Sorry, football. Sorry, misspoke. And I since I've got here, I've loved it. It's been great.
Did you talk to Redwine at all yet, especially with him in Paris?
No, I haven't talked to him yet. I think on my OV, he just left to go start training and meeting everybody that was on Team USA. So I got to meet Coach Reynolds, which was the throws coach, but that was it.
For you, we've heard from Coach Grimes, Coach Leipold, about the offense being complex, hard for young freshmen to learn. For you as a transfer, how has it been just getting the feel for the offense itself?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's all the offenses are pretty much the same. You have, your inside zone gap schemes, and so it's just figuring out the way people use their words to describe what's happening in the offense that struggle the most to get down. And I think a lot of people don't understand that there's a lot of little words. Like, I was talking to my dad whenever we had a little bit of break when I went to go see my brand new nephews that my brother just had a few weeks ago. Congrats to them, by the way. Shout out to them. But I was talking to him about some of the plays that we ran, and he was like, dude, that's so many words. But it's like, Coach Grimes always tells us each part of the play call has a little piece of the puzzle for each person to do, and so the hard part's really on the quarterback to piece them all kind of together. But for us, it's not too bad.
Learning the lingo at center, who have been some of the guys that have helped you?
Yeah, Bryce Foster has definitely helped me a lot, and Mike Ford, because I know he played some center during the spring, I believe, and so he's kind of helped me a lot through it. And then just kind of sitting back and listening to Shane, because he was here in spring as well, and listening to him make the calls and stuff like that. So learning from kind of all three of those guys kind of really helped me going.
And working with Jaylen, what's that just been like overall?
Man, that dude got some energy. He has some energy. He's fun to be around. He's a competitor, but man, he's very, I guess, has a lot of humility, I guess is a good way to say it. He's just another guy. You enjoy hanging out around him and stuff like that. I don't. He's kind of a hard dude to explain. Just he's great all around. He's a great leader. Great leader.
Doing stuff under center hasn't really been a big thing for either you or Jaylen in your career. So what's the adaptation to that been like?
I mean, we practice it every day. I mean, going like under center, whether it's like actually, are you talking like actually under center snaps or just
Yeah.
like snaps in general?
Yeah, under center snaps, just because I know that's at least a part of Coach Grimes' scheme.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we do it every day before pre-practice. So usually we get out there about 20 minutes before practice starts, and all the centers will meet up with the quarterbacks, and we'll go through just a few snaps and do some under center snaps, and we'll all exchange different quarterbacks, different centers go to different quarterbacks, and we just kind of all switch it up just to make sure that whatever quarterback we are going to be with during team and throughout the day, we get used to those hands kind of being under.
Bryce, why did you want a fresh start for your college career?
I think I just kind of wanted I mean, you said it best. It's a fresh start. I mean, I think that while I was there, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to. I love the people at A&M. I think that was really good. The alumni is great. I loved it there. But I kind of felt like I needed a new just kind of a new start, I think is the best way to put it. So just kind of rewording your question, really. But I think I made a really good decision in coming here. I've absolutely loved it here.
You've had past experiences where you haven't participated in spring football. Have those helped you at all, like coming in now fairly late in the process?
What do you mean by that?
You know, just like years where you were doing track, so you weren't allowed to be, you weren't able to be part of the spring. Now you're coming in after the spring here. Have those past experiences helped you at all in getting up to speed here?
Yeah, I think a little bit. I mean, I really dig into my playbook. As soon as I get the plays, I really try to focus really hard on what everyone's doing, not just me. So I kind of know the whole picture of what the O-line's doing. And so, if I'm at center and I make an ID and I think in reality, I'm like, well, how's the tackle supposed to get there? Like that can't be the right ID, right? And so that's kind of the way I kind of process it a little bit. I think that's been definitely the way that's helped me the most. But like I said, getting through those team texts and stuff like that during the summer has been the number one most important thing for me right now. And talking to Coach A and Coach Satterwhite, who actually came to my house a few times, Coach Satterwhite did, to kind of talk over some plays, to kind of draw things up with me to make sure I had the majority of it, kind of the base knowledge of it down.
Bryce, you talk about playing faster. How's that adjustment been like, just playing at the pace that they play?
Yeah, that's big. That's a huge difference. I think the first cycle and a half or so of fall camp, I was taken aghast by that. I don't think I've ever breathed that hard during a practice. That was a struggle for real. But I think now looking back at it, I'm in way better shape than I was, especially just from that first cycle. Because with track, I came in pretty late in the summer. I'd say mid-summer-ish is kind of when I came in, and so I didn't get that full summer workout plan, and so I kind of had to catch back up really, really fast. And so I think that's the speed that we practice at and the tempos and how fast we're running our plays and stuff like that have really helped me get into shape.
They talked a lot about cross training. If they call on you to play guard rather than center, you're prepared to do so? I'm
willing to do whatever it takes to win, to be honest. I think at the end of the day, I want to win football games, and I want to help my team win with whoever the front five are, whether I'm in it or I'm not in it, whatever. I want to be there so I can help win the game.